What's up guys, this Drifts and Lifts here. Alright, so today's episode I got a little short one for you. I wanted to show you guys a couple things. If you saw the last video, you'll notice that we installed a new turbo on Larry, the $200 wagon here. So we got our Typhoon turbo. So I had it all installed last episode. I took it for a rip around the block and you guys will notice that it was boost creeping really bad. So as soon as I hit boost, it would go up to about 7 pounds. And then once it got closer to redline, about 5,000 RPM, it would actually start creeping like crazy. And it actually creeped all the way up to about 14, 15 pounds. And it was hitting fuel cut on the stock ECU. So that's at around 14, 15 pounds. So what I'm gonna be doing today, guys, I'm gonna be showing you how to port out an internal wastegate on this turbo. So I have the exhaust housing. I disassembled the turbo, took everything off again. So what we're gonna do, we got the exhaust housing off. So all right, if we look at the pathway of the exhaust gases, so this turbine housing is, you know, it's old school style. So this turbo came from a GMC Typhoon. So that's like a 1990s, early 90s truck. So it's not super new technology as far as turbos go. As far as the flow, so what we wanna do is try to get more flow towards this wastegate hole, if you guys see in there. So as you can kind of see, right now from the factory, they're more or less just a hole ported right into the side. It doesn't really have like flow going to the hole. It wants to kind of just pass the hole without even, you know, going into it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shave down this front edge here. So we're gonna kind of radius this corner. Sorry if you guys can see in here. Right in there, and we're gonna really smooth this out, kind of grind this down and make the path of the wastegate try to go into that hole. So the problem is, like, what I did on my whole set turbo, because I was actually having this issue on my whole set on the panel wagon. So the whole set turbo is a lot easier to pour it out because I was actually able to get a full stepped bit. It's, you know, it's a different design, and I could actually get a drill right in there because they have the big 4-inch exhaust housing outlet. So I was able to just drill out the hole way bigger. But this turbo, I'm not going to be able to drill out the hole because, as you guys can see, there's this plug here. So I can't really get down into there to drill out the hole. So what I'm going to do, I was reading up a lot about, you know, porting internal wastegates, and I think it's going to help a lot. Hopefully, you know, it might still creep a little bit, but hopefully we can get this turbo to flow better out the wastegate and reduce our boost creep issues. Hopefully keep it under like the boost cut region by just directing the exhaust flow into that gate. So I'm gonna bust out my Dremel. I have this random Dremel sitting around here. Shout out to Post Haste Performance. You lent me some bits because for some reason bits are hard to find. I went to like 3 different stores, auto parts stores, and nobody had Dremel bits. So one more thing I'm gonna do, guys, I think is, if you guys take a look here, this kind of edge right here is almost making the flow from the wastegate down here. I might just smooth this out just so the exhaust kind of flows up into here a little bit better. Really just want to make the path of the wastegate flow nicer. So however that works, I don't want to go too far, because if I go too far, I'm going to run into the seal of this, and we don't really want that. But yeah, I'm just going to port this out, really try to get it, and hopefully when we slap it back together, it's not going to be over boosting. All right, so I'm pretty much done with the porting side of things. So if we take a look in here, you guys can kind of see what I did. I really opened up that just kind of passageway to go to the wastegate hole. So I made sure that I didn't grind so far in there that I affected the seal of the flapper disc and you know, the actual wastegate hole. But you don't want to go too far, but I think I did as much as I probably could. Obviously you don't want to go so far that you go through the housing or anything, but I think this is gonna work, guys. So I'm gonna install the turbo, and then we're gonna go take it for a rip, probably tomorrow because there's no light out anymore. We'll get it on footage, and yeah, here I also did one more thing over here. I doubt this is actually gonna do anything. I'm not quite done this, by the way. I will clean this up, but I started to kind of pour it down in here just to kind of clean this up so the flow from the wastegate down there comes up and into this passageway a little bit easier. I don't know, who knows if it's actually gonna make a difference, but we shall see. All Alright guys, so it's the next day now. I got cameraman Blaine with me. So we got the wagon here. What we're gonna do right now is take it for a bit of a rip to see if it's still over boosting, boost creeping actually. So last time I had the turbo on it, it was boost creeping really bad. So it was, once we got up past like 4,000 RPM, it would start creeping just out of control basically. So it was making this stock ECU hit fuel cut even without a boost controller. So we actually had the wastegate line hooked up right to the turbo, right to the wastegate actuator, and it was not able to hold or regulate boost at all. So it would go 7 PSI, then once you got past 4,000, 5,000, it would just start running away. So we're hoping that it kind of calmed it down a little bit. We have the boost controller installed, so we'll be able to play with it and see if it doesn't boost creep that bad, we actually might be able to go up in the boost and see if it actually works. But if it doesn't work, guys, and it's still creeping past 15 PSI, we have another plan for this car, and I actually just got a 3-inch MAF from a Volvo 760 from my buddy Owen. Shout out to Owen for giving me that MAF. So we're gonna install that and hopefully run another set of 630cc injectors. So it's actually the same injectors that I have on this car. What we're gonna do is go full ethanol. We're just gonna dump a bunch of ethanol in it, run that 3-inch MAF with those injectors, and it should roughly, Turbo Brick says it'll roughly work as far as the AFRs and that kind of thing goes. So because it's on ethanol, it's not gonna knock, and we should be able to go up a bunch in boost, basically till the stock tranny starts like slipping. So I don't know, let's go for a rip, and we'll go do some drifts if this thing works out pretty good. Oh, that's a fucking Evo wagon. Sick. It's a really cool car.
No, it's a Galant or some shit.
What? No, dude, that's an Evo wagon. Those are rare as fuck. They made those.
They made Evo wagon?
Oh yeah, they did. It's only JDM.
Oh.
Yeah. She's smoking a ciggy. You could call her a ciggy butt brain. Okay, one thing before we get going here, guys. So I know the merch has been gone for a long time. We've been working really hard to get that back up and running. So make sure you guys are saving a bit of money for a Christmas present for, you know, those people you love, because we're gonna have some sweet designs, sweet new designs coming your way. So we're gonna have t-shirts. So we're gonna have a couple new t-shirt styles. One of the panel wagon and one of a revamped version of Miss Huff. So those are gonna be the new beer shirts, and then we're gonna have hoodies with our epic Volvo Drift logo. And all these shirts are gonna be like small logo on the front, big patch on the back. We're also gonna have Got Red Block toques. So just figured I'd let you guys know it's coming really soon. We're just working with suppliers. I promise you guys it's coming. But yeah, so make sure you save a bit of money, because we're gonna be dropping it soon, and you're gonna wanna get this for like Christmas. Because it's not with Teespring this time, we're able to go to our own local supplier. Me and Blaine went and picked out shirts, tried them on, picked out the best ones that we really liked. So we're excited to bring like high quality merch. There's not gonna be any issues with the Teespring prints falling off. We're gonna make sure of that, and if there is, you guys can, you know, we'll hook you up. We'll make sure it's all good. We'll send you some free stuff and whatever. But it's gonna be solid. No more Teespring BS. So what we're gonna do is we got a straight road right here. I'm just gonna do some pulls and hold the GoPro on the boost gauge so you guys can kind of see what the boost creep issue is like. I actually haven't tested it out yet, so we're gonna check it out. I have the boost controller turned up a little bit, so about 4 or 5 clicks. So I'm thinking it's probably gonna go to about 10 pounds, and it might creep to around the 15 PSI mark. But before, I guarantee it would have crept all the way to 20 if I kept into it. So, you know, looking at the port job that I did, I would hope that it did something. I ported it out quite a bit. So yeah, cameraman Blaine is gonna stand up on there once we're done taking this thing for a rip, and then hopefully we'll do some donuts in here and, you know, burn some tires. I don't really have a lot of tires left. We're pretty low there, so see how she goes. Okay, so we'll start off and drive. Alright, so went about 10 and then up to about 15. It pretty much stayed at 15. It crept a little bit past 15 to 16, but it's way better. It definitely improved a lot. So I think we should be good to do some drifts in this thing right now. Oh fuck, this one's really bad.
What is it?
This tire is like really bad, guys. If we look at these cords, oh yeah, we got cords showing on this one. We got cords. Look at those cords. Yeah, okay, well, I don't know. Should we go do one more? I think these tires will survive, guys. The only problem is if they don't, I don't know how we're gonna get home.
Yeah, Mr. Don't Bring Your Jeep.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's go. We'll go. Let's go in a fucking farmhouse brewings and do a big anti-vax burnout on their shit. That was sick. I actually went a ways. Second gear. Alright guys, so for that burnout, I actually got it into second gear. So on the auto tranny, I just clicked it up to second once it hit limiter in first. And it actually peeled down the road pretty far. Alright guys, so we just got back to my house. So overall, the new test with you know, the new turbo and the boost creep issue sort of fixed. I think Larry's quite the ripper. I'm pretty happy with him, so should be a pretty fun car for the winter. We're gonna slowly do a couple more things, but it won't be that serious. So like I talked about earlier in the video, guys, so this is a 3-inch MAF. The stock MAFs are about 2.5 inches. So this is actually from mid-80s 760 with the V6. So if you guys are running an LH 2.4 car, so a 1990 plus, you probably hear of the 3-inch MAF upgrade. So that's going to be from a 960, but you actually can get this 3-inch MAF from a 760. These are even more rare. So shout out to Owen again for giving this back to me. He's out of the Volvo game, so didn't really need it. But what this does is it essentially, I don't know if I even went through this at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna say it again because this actually tricks the ECU to thinking there's less air coming in, so it actually inputs less fuel, and that way you can actually go bigger fuel injectors and without it being super rich, right? So another thing is ethanol takes more fuel. It takes about 25 to 30% more fuel than pump gas. So if you're pairing this on pump gas, you'd want to go with like a 440 to 500 cc injector with the 3-inch MAF, but on ethanol, because you're using 30% more fuel, we have a set of 630 or 610 cc injectors, I think they tested out to, so should be like right around what TurboBrix is saying. I've literally seen some guys on TurboBrix say that they had this exact same setup, same injectors, same MAF, and they were running like 25 pounds of boost and it didn't blow up. So the fact that they said it didn't blow up, That's what I'm gonna go off of, basically. So yeah, guys, so I'm gonna be doing a bunch of stuff next video. So we're actually gonna be taking this to the drift event on the weekend. So should be pretty fun. We're gonna have a bunch of friends there. So I'm not too sure if I'm gonna do the ethanol mixture thing with the 3-inch MAF before the drift event or after. You guys will have to find out, who knows. But yeah, definitely stay tuned because like I said, we got some sick merch coming. So make sure you keep those wallets open for Christmas presents because we're gonna have toques, hoodies, and shirts and new designs coming for you guys. So really stoked about that. I think I'll leave you there today, guys. Like and subscribe for thick, juicy Volvo gravy. Peace out.